there to ban the Clinks, I think.
It's like, what's worse, like, or what's best? Do we want to give them the Flux that they won versus Team Grief, or that they won against or with against Team Grief yesterday, or do we want to give them the Tremble or the Clanks that scored multiply annihilations and quad kills? It's a tough call.
Yeah.
But they are going with they want to shut down the Certus, more or less. It seems like they're getting rid of the carry role heroes.
Yeah. By the way, obviously I'm monitoring the other series as well. So as you see, guys, BMG, it looks like, I mean, they're up against Shrek is Love right now in their game one, but it's definitely not a a clear win for them by any means. Now getting his signature Ravener hero, playing that carry Ravener, and seems like he's doing all right. So you see the Arachna on the other hand for Baltazar. We've seen BMG running that a little bit lately too. So interesting stuff there. Again, keep an eye on that. The winner of that plays the winner of this. Yeah, that's Quincy was just pointing out right there. There you go. To be fair, I had the monitor game up the whole time, so I kind of beat you to it. Anyways, Midas.
But it took time for Quincy to type all that.
Yeah,
so...
that's true. That's fair. All I had to do was click. Midas into Rhapsody, of course, to follow. But yeah, again, so we saw this for Team all 3 games yesterday. But wow, we got to talk about that first. Armadon coming out. Now, they've done this.
They've done this before?
Well, they're the ones that did this, right? They ran the Armadon with the Cersei.
I don't know. I haven't seen this before.
Okay, then you're living under a rock, clearly. No, this was last week. They ran. It was an Armadon, a Cersei. It was a Cersei like farming Cersei. It wasn't even a support Cersei. And the idea was that they had another hero, too, on top of that was a little funky, I think. But anyways, the point being, spawning illusions of Armadon is pretty powerful in its own right. But the farm Cersei was also a very interesting part of the strategy that it worked. I mean, it was weird, but at the same time, it worked for them, which you wouldn't think. It's just kind of an odd thing. So I don't know. But the point is, the Armadon, yeah, you see the ban on Cersei right there. But Armadon himself, though, he did get some pretty significant buffs in the patch, too. That now allow things like where he can now attack and not have to worry about getting canceled by constantly spamming the W, which can also be autocast now, as well as even the damage needed to pop the Spine Burst from the Armadillo reduced. So he actually got some significant buffs in this last patch, and Team DsBn likes it apparently. So
yeah, interesting. I haven't been too focused on the Armadon. I haven't really paid any attention to him at all. But all right. I mean, if they were successful with it last time, I mean, it might work again. Do you happen to recall where they laned him last time?
We jumped into the game late, to be fair. So we didn't actually see the initial laning phase. Okay, so it was that. Yeah, I guess nothing too funky other than that. But they had the Ophelia as well. Interesting.
That sounds pretty funky though. Cersei, was that Suicide Cersei?
It was like a Suicide Cersei. Yeah, they had a Moira support, and then Ophelia jungle, obviously. So yeah, it is going to be a little bit different here. But I think the idea is that I don't know. They like the team fight,
I guess the idea is to bring, yeah, exactly, a team fight-oriented lineup with also all those aura spell or aura items like Gnomes, Astro, Mana Ring, Ring the Teacher, and just try to get early towers, I guess. But as soon as Armadon was picked up here by Legion, we see Behemoth at the Hellborn side, and he's just, if he gets that portkey timing, you can't break base. It's just impossible, more or less. They do have the Armadon, which can soak up a fair amount of damage, but Ophelia creeps, especially, they are going to melt. From that shockwave, so they need to be careful for that and try to shut down this Behemoth. Depending on what lane he goes to, I would assume he's going to the Suicide lane. That's been the more typical kind of lane for him lately, at least.
Yeah. You see the banning continuing. Both teams using a bit of time on this banning phase here to figure out exactly how they want to play it out. But yeah, we mentioned the Cersei ban in there. You got Corrupted into Cersei, Warbeast into Magmus, Predator ban now coming up. I'm honestly even surprised to see Warbeast banned by Team DsBn. I think that would actually be a good hero for them to kind of put this lineup together, to be fair. But they decided to ban it out, not wanting it as part of their own. So they also banned Predator. That's coming. But actually, that makes sense, though. Predator seems like he would be pretty good against an Armadon. Taking advantage of the tanky.
It depends on what stage of the game it is. I mean, he wouldn't be able to do anything. He can't really jump into an Armadon early on.
Yeah.
because he doesn't have the damage to support it. But I mean, in the late game, yes, then he definitely does a really good job versus Armadon. But from the picks so far, it seems like they want to take this into the like end the game at the mid game phase more or less. They don't want this to go into the late game. Not versus the Flux, not versus the Behemoth. I don't think they're going to be able to support that. They have a lot of heroes, Midas, Ophelia, that tapers off. So yeah, I'm not too sure about that ban. But I mean, this is a very, very odd draft as well. So I shouldn't speak too much. Andromeda, all right. Where did they lane her though?
Andro wasn't part of it. So
yeah, I mean, but I figure about this game in specifically.
Oh,
like,
also this game.
You can't really put an Andromeda versus an Armad or with an Armadon.
I assume that's what they're gonna do, but
it's odd. It's really odd because she's like, Armadon doesn't have a lead stun, and Andromeda needs to get really close to get her.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it's more of the synergy of the Aurora, perhaps, and the minus armor. That again, Armadon with the physical presence of the quills constantly being spammed. I think just to amp that damage is what they're kind of thinking, rather than the laning phase specifically.
Yeah, I guess I see that synergy, but I don't see like the. Yeah, okay. It must be because of that armor only self-forwards.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I like it. Yeah, the reduction in healing, both from the more Certissima as well as the Undying. It seems like it's actually going to be pretty powerful against this Legion lineup. You got Midas and especially Ophelia, of course. So you can expect an Astrolabe, no doubt. So yeah, that's not a usual pick, but it makes sense here. I like it. It's also a decent counter push too.
It's good versus Andromeda as well. I'm not sure where they're planning on landing it. Oh, Arachna, alright. So this means that there is probably an Arachna in the 1v1 lane, in the safe lane, then Ophelia in the forest. Or is this possibly even an offensive pseudo tri-lane with Armadon, Andromeda, and Ophelia?
That would be...
It's hard to tell.
Funky, yeah. I don't know if you want to match up against this Hellborn team when it comes to that, but oh man, Oogie to finish it off. So Oogie's another one of these heroes that they do play Certus specifically and plays it pretty well. So they get that. Again, he's just a solid counter pusher too, and seems like they win for a strategy that's somewhat decent for that. And they got they got plenty of team fight themselves as well. So I think they matched up ultimately pretty damn well here for what they're going up against.
They cannot allow this game to last longer than 30 minutes. Or Hellborn team is just going to rip them apart. That's how I feel right now. They need to put earlier pressure on. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to do it though. Andromeda and Armadon doesn't make sense as laning partners, and Arachna definitely doesn't need a babysitter with her on lane. So Andromeda is going to be stationed with the Armadon. That goes without saying, unless they want to do Andromeda and Midas, but that doesn't give way too much synergy either. So. Funky pick Andromeda. I mean, you don't really feel the need to swap out an Armadon either. It would have been one thing if they had like a little bit more of a carry that's in the front, like an Oogie or something. But Armadon is just so tanky. There's no way the Hellborn team is ever gonna focus him.
Yeah, no, he's not going to be. There's obviously many reasons why you don't want to focus him. Not as just tanky, but it's also bad at times, especially if he's able to turn his back. You know, the Armadillo constantly. Procking right there. You know, I feel like we've been over this before, but let me double check. I know I say Armadillo, but apparently Armadillo is also a way to pronounce it. Armadillo. I feel like that's even spelled wrong, but maybe not. Okay, let me type this in here.
This is like Moraxis all over again.
Yeah, it is. Did you mean Armadillo? Yeah. First off, the spelling they have in game is wrong, so. I'm going to just say that. But the Armadillo. Armadillo. Okay, is there any other way to pronounce it? It's a pun, is that why? Then it's going... Oh, because of armor. Oh! I get it.
Armadillo.
Okay, I guess it is Armadillo. That's really the only way to pronounce it? Man, English is hard. All right. Fine,
oh man,
I'll
sometimes
give in.
You just gotta go with it, yeah.
Armadillo. There we go. Anyways, I don't even know what we're talking about there. The power of the ability.
You don't want to, exactly. Yeah. You don't want to focus him.
Pop those spines. Constant, The charges can get pretty ridiculous. So, and again, with the reduction, it now only requires 150 damage rather than those 250 before for it to pop. So. More quills be coming here.
All right, and And it seems like he's going for that Chalice, which, by the way, was buffed in the last patch, but I don't know if you... Don't you want a shield, an iron shield as an Armadon? Maybe not. I mean, it is only the Rhapsody, though, he has to be worried about, so I guess. But if he were to dive towers early on, I mean, then he's definitely going to need it, because there's going to be a lot of tower damage as well as creeps aggroing him. But that's it for now. I mean, he's going to go for an early Chalice.
Yeah, so you're pretty stuck on the idea, and again, I guess with the Boots Ophelia that they're going to go aggressive here.
Yeah, I don't see anything else. I mean, they can't have Armadon and Andromeda in the mid. That makes no sense whatsoever.
It's not huge. That wouldn't really.
Oh my god, this is going to be. Oh my god, it
wow, they're like hugging each other. She was like touching her ass right there, but nothing comes of it apparently. All right, that's. I don't know how. So hot.
I really feel like the Legion team should have committed. They were afraid. I mean, Teltuk didn't jump in with the Midas, for example. He could have blocked off the Rhapsody, but now he might be in trouble instead.
Wow.
Andromeda's in trouble at least.
Oh, Panny getting caught between a tree and another tree. He goes down right there. The Fissure Stun guaranteeing that kill, and ultimately it ends up being a bloodlust for Ego Big there, playing the Rhapsody. So, yeah, I mean, what seemed like Team DsBn catching Team Who, they didn't capitalize, and it ultimately backfires in the long run as they get bloodlusted. So that makes it now a little more awkward even, and the fact that they gave it the bloodlust, all the assists given out as well as the kill. Andro dying now, she's able to get in lane before the creep wave comes, so not that big a steal, but...
And look at Arachna, by the way. She's in the... Oh, wait, what?
Where is Arachna? She's
okay,
middle,
she's in the mid lane. Okay, Midas, yeah, okay, so... okay, he's gonna make it back there. Jim Carrey, by the way, Behemoth, he went Marchers once again. He's the Suicider, he went for Marchers, but he's not even remotely close to his lane.
No, he's not. And he took a while. Like I guess they were really just waiting to see how the lanes would set up here. And now that they realize, yeah, he's going to go down here. So Behemoth Suicide, one of his biggest advantages is being able to block that initial spawn there. So kind of already missing out on that. But again, he did get an assist to be fair, so that's the good thing.
Yeah.
At the top lane, but. Yeah, speaking of this top lane, though, again, this is just so funky, I feel like. Armadon and Andromeda aggressive. Now, Armadon, as you mentioned, he's going the Blood Chalice build, so he didn't go the Buckler, so he is a little less tanky, but he will be able to use those quills a little more aggressively now. But the downside is it pushes the lane if you use it too much. So it's just a funky hero to play aggressive.
Ophelia should have pulled the lane right there, I feel, and just gotten the lane back. I mean, at this point, this is not going to accomplish anything. I mean, sure, Armadon gets a little bit of farm, but so does Oogie, and Oogie is going to outcarry Armadon, no doubt. So
yeah,
this is just funky. I mean, Ophelia is going all the way over here to the eastern side of the forest now, chasing out Salforis, and I guess that's all right. But in the end, I mean, that's not really what you want. You want to shut down the Oogie. That's the reason for why you do this offensive lineup.
By the way, the Yogi, props to Certus here. He's running the new Beatbox Yogi. I love this skin, man. This is a genius skin.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
It's pretty fun as he gets amped up and stuff. Anyways, but yeah, so the idea of locking him down. So right now he's doing decent here. He's 5-0. Armadon currently 7-3. So they're having the better time for the time being. Actually going to go in right here. There's the Aurora, so we're going to see some decent damage coming out. Not nearly enough, though. Obviously not enough stun lockdown by any means, and he's able to fall back and eat some trees.
Bot lane is a little bit of action. Nothing too much, but...
Wait, Lord Force is down here. Yeah, what's this about? Wait,
he was boxed out by the Ophelias. I guess he wanted to transition into the Legion Forest, but he found an Invis rune, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to go for a gank attempt.
Oh, so they were jungling Self4. Okay, that's... yeah, that was throwing me off there. I'm like, wait a second, where was he? But, yeah, no, jungle Self4, that makes more sense.
Now he's a suicide for Self4, though. There's a lot of stuff. It's changing rather quick in this game.
Yeah, I don't know. Why would they be... I guess Behemoth is really just having a very difficult time there, understandably. But actually going to go to the middle lane. Nice block! And Arachna, a couple more auto attacks, is going to fall. However, Ophelia trying to get the counter kill on a Flux. It looks like she should be able to, as Flux falls right there. So definitely some revenge kicking in right away. But initially, good kill onto Arachna. Top lane, the Quills be spamming now. Aurora comes out. Rhapsody doing a good job of the staccato stuns, though, keeping him in place. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Shortcan does fall on the Lord South Forest. You see Armadon still wants to chase. Again, look at those Quills adding up. That's the charges and the minus armor, but it's not enough to ultimately take out Rhapsody as she gets far enough away.
Doesn't have any levels in his slow yet, so you can't really catch up to him and get any auto attacks off. It's just the spines dealing the damage so far.
Yeah, I think you can argue that. That might not. I don't know if Armadillo is the best to level up this early. I think the one in the queue, especially if you're trying to play it a little more aggressive, probably makes more sense. But
Yeah, I see a lot of players go for it in level 1 even before the spine, just because the auto attacks are dealing so much damage to level 1.
well, hopefully he'll get it next level. I would think.
And
that
a
would be
minus
the case.
armor synergy with Andromeda.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, I forgot about that until you said that. That's right. It does do minus armor as well. It's even more than just the slow. So, and again, the fact that now he can attack while casting it as well, just great stuff there. Rhapsody is going to get blocked by the Skeleton King. Good gank being set up here by Pinky Curdy, and you see the follow-up eventually. Going to get the kill, and Teltook again with a kill at the bottom lane. This time actually on, Rhapsody was up here. No, it wasn't Lord Southforce. Okay. Yeah, it takes him down in there, so 2 kills coming out, but now Andromeda in trouble. She's a little too far up. Here comes a hasted Flux as well. He runs into the supporting cast. They are going to finish off Andromeda. Can Flux get Armadon maybe? That Armadillo is working a little bit in health potion, keeping him alive, and now they may try to turn it. No, the hasted Flux still doing work. Ophelia standing her ground knowing she has to, and down she goes. Going to kill the Skeleton King as well. So Flux rotating over ended up working out pretty well there for the Hellborn side. Back-to-back games, we just have action here, man.
Yeah, this is crazy. But why did Behemoth, he got 2 kills since he left the suicide role, but at the same time, I mean, Salforce, yeah, he's transitioned back to Force now. Okay, I like this, because there is no way that you can go up as an underleveled Salforce versus a Midas. That just spells disaster.
Yeah.
What do you go from here, though? I mean, do you gonna continue to push, or like put up this aggression here at the top lane? With Andromeda and Armadon, I mean, I don't know. I mean, as soon as that ward runs out, that's currently blocking the pole camp, then it's going to be black, and it's just going to be too deadly for them.
The only thing I could see actually would be a decent transition here, especially with Andromeda to assist, is stacking some of these jungle camps here and just letting Armadon rotate into there and just quill spam with the Aurora and get some kills on the jungle camps. Could be a decent transition here to try to up the farm. But yeah, you're right. I mean, as this game picks up, it seems like it's going to become more and more vulnerable, and we see right here. Here comes Behemoth, the fissure block. Andromeda gets in range for a stun on the Oogie, but it's not going to be nearly enough. Armadon just trying to live, gets pulled back in, make it a turn kill. God, those quills do so much damage. But Andromeda does, or excuse me, Rhapsody survives in the end, and they got the kill on Armadon. So yeah, now that is his first death, but still, the point is, it's not going to get much easier at this time. For him to stay alive at the top lane. So yeah, a rotation you would think would be necessary here of some sorts. They got a level 6 Arachna now as well. So perhaps trying to take advantage of that Spiderling here for a kill.
Yeah,
but
I haven't seen too much of Arachna so far. So, let's get dirt on Flux. He's been busy roaming, and just as we talk about roaming, kill on top lane, and another one in mid going to happen.
Is he dead? No, he's actually going to be fine. The Spiderling comes out as the Behemoth Fidget Stun, though, stops Midas. I don't even know if you realize that, but no, Midas still going to fall. Look at the range, man. Never ceases to amaze me. Beautiful turn, though, by Sasuke onto Arachna, at least. And now Flux trying to run away. These slows just powerful enough. It's not enough in the end, but yeah, he goes down. Double tap for Teltook there, as he does eventually chase them down. So good rotation, and he's level 9 now. Jeez. As well as 437 gold per minute. So
wow,
it's going to be a Teltook game here. Let's hope he doesn't save on 4,200 gold to buy an item. We'll see what he buys here, but yeah, that's good news for them.
Yeah, no staffed master effect for Midas, unfortunately.
That's good.
Yeah.
Quincy kind of pointing out there, yeah, Armadon probably one of the most popular heroes that you want to get mana battery against. And Oogie and Rhapsody both have them, so that's important.
Oh, yeah.
How
But,
about
yeah, big picture. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Ophelia getting the Ghost Marches here right off the bat. That's what she prioritized.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I'm not sure. I mean, it's Pinky Curdy after all, and he just loves to do these kind of awkward builds. But I mean, as long as it's working for him, I don't see any problem with it.
Yeah. Seems like it is
for
him.
Yeah, the one downside, though, it might be that you might want to stress an early Astro in this game, just bring the pressure to the Hellborn team. And those Ghost Marchers are quite expensive. I mean, that's just the same cost as an Astro. So this is the first game that Ophelia has bought Ghost Marchers, so yeah,
really?
Definitely being one of a kind.
We've never even seen it before. Wow. I was just thinking, like, this is odd to see it this early on, if anything. But I guess that makes sense, though. Yeah, she isn't really a typical Ghost Marchers hero. You think Plated Greaves or Steam Boots or even Striders of that, so interesting coming out here.
Yeah, I think it came down to the fact that they wanted to keep the aggression up here at the top lane, but in the end, I mean, it just wasn't very successful. And now they're kind of painted themselves into a corner because now they got Ghost Marchers, no mana ring. He's actually going to build towards a mana ring, but Astro is going to take maybe 6-7 minutes more before he can complete it at least, depending on how many tower kills he can get, and that just brings Oogie even more time to farm up. And we spoke about it earlier, I mean, if you get to that 30-minute mark, then I don't see the Legion team winning this anymore.
Yeah. You know, the other thing I also am kind of iffy about as far as the synergy of this Legion lineup is the Arachna. I know we've talked about this before. With their Precision Aura, it's good to try to, you know, have that being able to affect other heroes on your team as well. You know, usually you're more of your carry hero, whatever the case would be. Now, Armadon not necessarily going to benefit from, of course, being a melee. I guess Midas will in the end. And ultimately, you know, everyone does auto-attack it, even the other ranged heroes, of course. But, yeah, the synergy isn't 100% there. You know, so if they had another ranged carry, perhaps, something like even a Corrupt Disciple, as we saw last game, or whatnot, but...
Oh, top lane. That's a really risky dive by Sortas.
Oh my gosh. Now he has the ulti with the Primal Surge, so he is going to live, actually. In the long
Look at that
run.
Avatar run.
Yeah, I love it. I love this skin. So, well, they both live. Armadon, a couple auto attacks away from death, but he gets
And he
away.
finds a regeneration rune.
Did he? Oh, that's brutal.
Oh my god, that's...
He's just going to keep it going now, too, yeah.
It was planned. It was all along his plans, all along.
Yep. Of course it was. Armadon continues to kind of struggle here, 260 gold per minute, not the greatest, level 6. Yeah, he still hasn't got the slow, actually, so I guess he is just going to pass that up here. Altogether, even, until he's forced to level it up, so, I don't know. I mean, people are mentioning the level 1 especially, it is a pretty weak slow, but...
It's still a slow,
Yeah.
and that's the difference between getting auto attacks off and not.
Yeah. And it's 1 minus armor per charge, too, so... It's up to 5 times? Yeah, God, that's a lot of potential minus armor. So 2.5 times 5, you're looking at, what is that, 15? Did I do that right? No. Yes. No. No, I did that wrong. 12.5, that's what it is. Anyway, that's a lot of minus armor at the point. Bottom tower goes down, though, in the meantime.
First tower of the game falling in favor of Legion. They should keep this up. I mean, Behemoth, he doesn't have too much levels so far, and he's nowhere even near getting that bulky timing. So, yeah, just keep the pressure up. It doesn't matter at this point that you don't have the Astro as long as Behemoth doesn't get the levels.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not been able to do too much here. I mean, yeah, you also see he doesn't even have the Enrage leveled up, so not taking advantage of that buff to it even, as bottom lane Midas diving right here on a okay, that makes sense. Be poured back. That always catches me off guard sometimes. It's like, what are they doing? Oh, yeah, they're gone.
See something flying on the minimap, you rotate over, and then it's hard to keep track on that little green light on top of him.
Exactly. He has the portal key, by the way, on Midas, so again, he's had a great start here, and they're going to need him to follow up with that high impact. I will say, Pee-wee on this Arachna, I mean, not that he hasn't tried to be aggressive, but we really haven't seen any Spiderling ganks yet of sorts. We saw him use it a couple times in the middle lane, but...
I think this Arachna pickup is a little bit awkward. I just don't feel like it fits the lineup too well. It's not going to help them transition into the late game. And I mean, you have been at this subject a lot of times as well, that you want to see him a little bit more as a ganker. And I completely agree with that. I don't see him fitting in that hard carry role. And especially now in this game, he did go for the Energizer, which kind of indicates that they want to go early aggression. Otherwise, he would have gone for the Thunder Claw to get the flash farm ability.
Yeah.
But now when he got the Energizer, I mean, you guys gotta keep the pressure up. You gotta get those towers. You gotta take territory. Like, you gotta advance onto the Hellborn team's side and just keep Oogie from farming. I mean, as this keeps up, if he hits that icon of the goddess timing on Oogie, then he's going to be close to impossible to kill this early on.
You see he purchases a Ring of Teacher, actually, right there. So, I know Beaver Banger, famously known for playing Oogie, likes to go that Gnome's Wisdom as well earlier on in the game. So, perhaps he may be prioritizing that first. I mean, he's 380 gold per minute. Okay, there you go. He does finish the Gnome's Wisdom right there. So, yeah, deciding to go that instead of the Icon of the Goddess first. I believe Beaver Banger does it opposite. He goes the Icon first into Gnome's Wisdom, but Certus has different plans.
I mean, as long as the Legion team isn't putting up the pressure, then I think going Gnomes first is alright. But if the Legion team were to put on the pressure, then the Icon would definitely give you a lot of more survivability stats. So yeah, it comes down to the Legion team now. Do they pick up on this? Is that the Gnomes are or is on picked up by the Oogie?
Yeah. I do love it though. They got Plated Greaves on South Forest. They got Oogie with the with that Gnome's Wisdom as we're just talking about. So again, the auras are here, coming out from the Hellborn side, and the idea that there's very possibly going to be more and more team fights picking up as this game progresses on. Of course, as there usually is. That's going to just do nothing but benefit them as a team. So. And you are going up against a lot of physical presence here. And Armadon starts that. Again, Andromeda with the buff in the physical. You got Arachna, who's really all physical herself. I mean, sure, the web shot being magic, but you're not really overly worried about that doing the most damage necessarily. Top tower, it's in trouble. And vulnerability comes out, though. They're gonna. It's not in deny range yet, actually. Okay, now it is.
It's going to drop, yeah. I don't think the Hellborn team wants to take this fight. Or...
Maybe? Oogie's, they're still nearby. They want this.
Got a word of sight spotting out Andromeda, I think. Maybe she's hiding, I don't know if that word can spot her or not.
Yeah.
No.
Too risky, too risky. All 5 are coming up here, so they were looking to make a fight happen, but yeah, you see Panty's word of sight actually spotting the rotation as well, so no cigar there for the Hellborn side.
And the correct decision, I feel. They should just sit back. They should try to focus or concentrate some farm onto the Behemoth though, because last time we talked about him, he had like 300 gold. Now he got close to 600 gold, but that's a very, very slow progress. He needs to hit that not BKB, that Portal-Key timing before the Legion team starts to push for real.
Yeah. Mystic Vestments and eventually Shrunken Heads are no doubt, going to be huge here on the Legion side. You do see 3 of the heroes having the Mystic Vestments so far, so not surprising. And honestly, Barrier Idol wouldn't be out of the question. We'll see how Ophelia looks to translate here as far as her progression, but still a ways off of there. I guess that's where Arachna is pretty strong. Now that I'm thinking about it too, is the Hardened Carapace is great against a hero like Oogie, you got to figure, who's all about that magic damage. And with Hardened Carapace, even at level 1, 8 magic armor. At level 4, 32 magic armor. For how long does it last? 5 seconds. That's quite a bit. So, Rhapsody. Uh-oh. She gets found. Trying to ward up right there, I'm guessing, but eventually gets taken out.
It's a little bit of a risky decision, but at least he got a word of sight up at the Ancients. Hopefully the Legion team didn't pay attention to that, and it's going to stay for a while at least.
Well, really going to do them, and no rev ward or anything, so it looks like was successful right there. And Sanitarius just finished on Flux, by the way. He did this all 3 games yesterday too, I believe. And he just likes the Sanitarius option. And of course, again, they have Behemoth ideally for more of the Initiator. Now, again, Behemoth is struggling. Not going to have a portal key just yet. Are you fine with him going to Sanitarius?
Yeah. They're not going to be the ones to go offensive anytime soon. They just want to hug their towers more or less, just to keep the Legion team away from pushing, and then they are more than fine. So Incendiary is definitely the right choice. However, I don't agree on Flux being the one to farm this mid lane right now. He got Incendiaries, just let Behemoth farm up his portkey instead.
Yeah. Well, he is going over the Ancients, it looks like, as Behemoth, with that said. He's got Shockwave here, honestly, wouldn't be surprised if he does look to use it. Granted, it's couple of Dragon Master camps, so not the friendliest for magic damage, but is what it is. Look at Andromeda right there, trying to toy with him a little bit using the Aurora. But
I think this is something that the Legion team should contest.
Yeah.
Giving away a Tri-Stack Actions, especially now when you see the Fissure more or less on the cliff. I think you can spot that if you're a Legion. The Fissure being used and all, I mean, you should just go for it. What are you waiting for, really? Like, there are not really too many items coming up for you.
So, I don't get this. Like, you mentioned they should let Behemoth farm the middle. He goes over to the Ancients, and Lord South Force, like, literally took all these Ancient kills. Okay.
I don't know.
He even took the last one right there with the Aura. Behemoth is still only 800 gold after triple stack Ancients, and he had 600 going into it. So I think he may have got 1 kill out of that. I mean, hell, Lord South Force has 2,500 gold, so he's going to buy something big here in the near future, I guess. But, yeah, you'd think prioritizing a portal key on Behemoth would be really #1 right now.
I don't see why the Legion team is not pushing, though, when they see that Behemoth doesn't have a portal key. I mean, it's obvious that they need to do something. Teltuk had such a great start on this Midas. He was level 9 when the highest level on the Hellbone was 7, and the rest was like 6, 5, 4. And still, he hasn't been able to do anything with this newly, like, or he got a portkey early on as well. But he's not able to do anything. His team just, they got something else on mind. I mean, Arachna going for the freaking Thunderclaw now instead.
Yeah.
Trying to go transition into that late game just doesn't feel right.
I'm on board with you 110%. I don't like, and I feel like we've criticized Team DsBn specifically with this before too. They build they build their team around this idea that they're going to be aggressive and whatnot. Again, especially we know they like to run Arachna, but I mean BMG has been running this with Balthazar lately too. So maybe we're missing something here as far as his true carry potential, but. It just seems like, especially in this game, that they're playing it a little bit wrong as far as the style goes. And this is just giving more time for an Oogie. And again, Beaverbanger's showing. Ceratus has been shown as well. He's known for playing this hero pretty well. Maybe not as high the level as Beaverbanger as as what we've seen on Honcast, but again, he is known for playing it as well at a high level. So he's 400 gold per minute, highest level in the game in that sense for the GPM. He's sitting on 1,800 gold. I want to say he's bought a glowstone already even, so I think he might have the icon here soon. Finished.
Very likely. Yeah, 400 gold per minute should be.
It's on the courier, so there you go. Yeah, he just needs a pickled brain, and then that's good to go. So once he gets the icon... But yeah, I guess if you're the Hellborn team, again, without a portal key on Behemoth, you're not really looking to push.
He's dropped even more.
Yeah.
He's down to 700 now.
He bought a Veiled Rot, so... Well, maybe he'll farm this camp right here at least. Get this
I mean, the Hellborn team is winning in this game if this continues, but you need to. I mean, you would look so much better on paper and like in practice if you actually just had that portal key.
Well, he's farming a little bit now in the jungle, so yeah. He also doesn't have even the level 1 in Enrage, and I think that also hurts a little bit of his potential to get some farm. It's a nice ability to be able to spam over and over again to assist with last hits and even, obviously pop the heavyweight on top of that. Middle lane, Oogie. Yeah, caught Midas, but no stun or anything.
Oogie just tickled him a little bit. He's a little bit bored. He wants some action, so he goes in and he just pokes him.
Wants some charges now on that icon he just got. Yeah, and then there's Armadon. I mean, honestly, I frankly forgot he was in this game, but he is still here, and he is at the top lane, been farming away. I mean, he's 360 gold per minute. What about his build? I mean, Armadon's obviously one of these more unique heroes where he really is just all about tanking, usually. He goes a Shrunken Head here first. Is that, you like it?
It depends on like how they are going to continue this game, because Arachna tells me one thing, that they want to farm, and then Armadon tells me that he wants to go offensive with the BKB, because that's definitely not a farming item. So as long as they keep or like make up their mind and actually make something happen now with this item pickup, this BKB, then I'm fine with it. Then I'm on board. But if they're gonna keep this passive kind of playstyle, then I dislike it.
Yeah. That's a good point, too. If you're this Hellborn side, and again, they've already shown that they're making a point of that with the Plated Greaves, with the Gnome's Wisdom, making sure you get those armor buffs, so, eventually an Abyssal... Oh, they already got Gnome's Wisdom, so Soul's Bulwark, that's what he was pointing out right there. Could be a good option for possibly this Flux even, but he is actually going the Icebrand route into a Frost of Skull, so I guess Lord South Forest, that wouldn't be another bad candidate for that. Shortcan's sitting on 3,600 gold, by the way, so I wonder what he's planning on right-clicking here in the near future. Does he have a staff effect? He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he actually does. But is his actually that good? What does it do? Increase the duration, and then it gives him bonus based on the maximum health. Huh. So it increases his damage as well. Yeah, interesting.
I don't know. I've never seen it in practice really, so I don't think it's got something that he's looking to pick up. I feel like there should be more useful items.
Especially considering they have to actually die with it. I mean, that's not 100% guaranteed sometimes. So, yeah, I think just getting more utility for the team. Well, speaking of that, would you like to maybe see the Soul's Bulwark on him, or even another option, or?
I would like to see one Mystic Vestment, and then probably the Bulwark, because there's a lot of minus armor here from the Legion side.
Yeah.
That's a given, so especially if they want to keep up the aggression now. Oh, they're gonna find Midas.
That was a great coordination right there. Flux all of a sudden pulled in Midas, and by the time he tried to click his E, Rhapsody was already stunning him, and obviously then the follow-up on top of that. Lord South Forest did use his Undying.
I think they used... No, wait, they're looking to fight this.
Midas does have a buyback, so yep, there we go. He buys back. They're coming back in. We'll see who retreats if they can. Flux gets caught by Skeleton King. He pops the release right there, trying to run away. Pushes back Armadon, and he pops a Shark ahead. They go for Oogie after the side. He has this Primal Surge up. Arthur protecting him. No, it's out of range. It wasn't in range. It finally gets in range. It barely keeps him alive, but it's not enough. That had to be just out of range right there. Yugo Pick will fall as well, and now Lord South Forest, he's in a lot of trouble. He gets collapsed on. He buys items right before he dies, but he does die shortly after. Behemoth now being chased back as well by Midas. Transmute Brock, no, he can't get it off. So Behemoth will survive right there. But man, Oogie, he got split up from the team too. He went a completely different path from the rest of him. And that proved to be a poor decision as well. So now push coming out from Team DsBn here.
I don't understand why Hellborn team is the one bringing the the offensive playstyle to Legion team. Why are they the ones pushing? This is what Legion team should be doing, especially seeing as Armadon picked up that BKB. Yeah. I guess they got caught off by the buyback onto Midas. But I mean, seeing as he had that portal key for so long and they just picked him off, you should kind of realize that he had a buyback stored up.
That's kind of interesting. Serta's pointing out right there. He doesn't feel like he was getting healed with his W. Yeah, obviously it should heal you if you have the Primal Surge up. I'm trying to think, I was going to say, well, no, it's Lord South Forest, but no, he's on their side. So, I don't know. Maybe he just wasn't looking at it correctly or felt like it should have been more. I don't know. But, yeah, we'll get that.
Well, I've seen this avatar in action plenty of times in team matchmaking, and nobody has complained before, so...
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair too. I mean, yeah, if you've never used an avatar before, then again, nothing's confirmed though. He's just assuming, and he might be right, but yeah, not 100% to be honest. Anyways, speaking, the other criticism I have though, definitely, honestly, is Shortcan there. He was sitting on 4,000 gold as they were clearly grouping up to push and go for a fight, and especially this early on in the game, it's just unacceptable. I don't know how players have the mindset like that they're just going to, and he does end up going staff. I mean, that's even more to the logic of glowstone. You might as well at least get that at that point, but he does end up right-clicking the staff in the end. And
I guess he returned a favor to Team DsBn. I mean, they were playing Team Who last time.
That's true.
Teltic did it, I think.
That's very true. Is it possible to swap the app? No. Not that I know of. Yeah. Again, I'm not saying he's wrong, but I also think he might just be, a little caught up in the game. And
it sounds a little bit odd, yeah. I mean,
yeah.
It shouldn't necessarily affect him alone.
He's healed when he's stunned with W, and I'm not healing anything. Interesting.
I don't know. I mean, Fussy, like Nullstone Gaming, I've been team matchmaking with them, and they've been playing Oogie, and they haven't complained at all on this avatar. So in that case, it's something specific to this game, not the avatar.
Yeah. Oh, the troll. Oh, the troll. Anyways, it's not my play, so I'm gonna. Yeah, I mean, we have admins for that stuff and everything. So if they really want to contact an admin and try to get it figured out, then by all means. But yeah.
And it's not going to be able to, or I don't think they can do too much about it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really swap an avatar.
Yeah, that just
mid-game.
seems weird. Yeah. And even if you could, would that actually fix this quote-unquote bug that's apparently there? I don't know if that would be the case. So, yeah. The fact that an avatar itself would cause an issue like that, usually when there's bugs with avatars, it's more of a cosmetic bug. Like I know there's one recently where a certain avatar had an ability that was invisible on it. I'm not going to say which one because I don't want to have people use it in game. It's supposedly being not allowed anymore, but
okay. Now we're on that topic as well. Empath Ultimate, that doesn't display at some avatars either anymore. Like you can jump into people. Yeah, Empath. Like if you jump into someone, it doesn't display on top of that hero that you're actually inside.
Huh. So you can't actually see her.
Yeah.
She's in a hero.
I don't know. I noticed it first. Like if you jump into an invis target, then when the invis drops, then it's not going to display the empath. But then I tried out like Veiled Rot as well, and then it works. Like if you're under the effect of Veiled Rot and then you jump into a target, then it's not going to display empath being in that hero.
Yeah. Huh.
These kind of things. But I don't know if it's been fixed. Actually, I haven't seen it last week. I haven't been.
Well, while we're on this topic here of just bugs in general, guys, I will say this, guys. Please report bugs. If you find a bug in game, report it. Like it's as simple as that. Go to the forums. There's a section to report bugs. Also to send in a message to the support at heroesandheroes.com. I mean, it's ultimately for the team for in any game. I mean, it's not like we're alone in this. For them to know about bugs and have knowledge of them, they have to be reported in. So to complain about them, I mean, it's understandable it could be frustrating, but help out everyone by reporting bugs. So if you do find a bug in the game, then
Complaining about a problem without offering a solution is called whining.
there you go. That's a good way to put it. We want to fix the bug since it's yeah. I understand that they're frustrated, but I don't know what they literally expect to happen. Okay, well, are you contacting an admin, or are you just saying this and not doing anything? Let me ask. Or are you just saying that and not? Because you should be contacting an admin if that is the case. Okay, well, there you go. We're going to take a short break. That's what we're going to do.
Let's do that.
We're going to take a short break, guys. Stay tuned. We're going to try to get this figured out here. What the hell's going on with this apparent bug that's in the game. So anyway, stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back. Game number 2 continuing here on Honcast of the DreamHack Qualifier. Number 5. Stay tuned.
I can't love you. I can't love. I can't love you. I can't love. Oh, I can't love you. I can't feel love. I can't love you. I can't love. Oh, I can't love you. I can't love. I can't love you. I can't love. Oh, I can't love you. I can't feel love. Your love. Your love. I can't love you.
Okay. Let me unmute here. There we go. Okay. We are back, as you can see, guys. So, yeah, it's unfortunately, it was talked about behind the scenes and everything like that. They're trying to figure it out, and it doesn't look like that we are able to switch the avatar mid-game or anything like that. They did try, contacted the right people and everything, but yeah, it's just not possible apparently. So, in the end, we'll have to deal with it. And again, as far as it actually being a bug, again, I'm personally not 100% sure, but they're very confident it is. Team DsBn even agreeing that it looked like it might have been one. So yeah, it's very possible that, and I do trust that he knows the hero and is comfortable enough with it. So apparently it's the W not healing via the ultimate. Unfortunate. Life goes on though. Life goes on. So yeah, as you see right there, that does impact definitely a little bit of its later game impact. That's no doubt. But it's not the most game breaking, but it's still a big deal. So I think we'll just leave it at that. You know, what's done is done. And again, the game must continue. Anyways, what happened before we pause right there and everything? Obviously, there was that big middle fight. He eventually got picked off, or more so the team did as a whole, and Team DsBn was able to push off of that. So thus they have this 9,000 gold lead now, 10,000 experience lead, and now kind of getting back on track as far as where things are at. I will say Portal Key just picked up by Behemoth, so they finally have that to work with now at least.
Hooray!
That's good news,
The world is saved.
They got that.
Now you need a level 11, and then you can potentially take those team fights. I still don't think that you should. You should just sit behind your towers and defend them.
So played a little bit safer here. Yeah, we talked about Arachna too with the Thunderclaw. Also has now purchased a Shrunken Head. Again, we also see the Barrier Idol as well as the Astrolabe on Ophelia. So again, they're really addressing the Yogi here, as you should. Yeah, whenever you're going up against an Yogi, making sure to mitigate as much magic damage as possible. Makes sense. So got plenty of that here. Also notice, and this is something that obviously a lot of teams do with Flux in general, but Team Hui, they've been picking this hero a lot lately, and they love to just use that discharge constantly to scout with it.
Yeah, I think it's the correct choice. I mean, there's really no reason why not. You should do it, especially in passive games like this. I mean, just use it sometimes. Check out where your opponents are. I mean, it's gonna catch them off guard as well as secure their locations. So it brings a lot. I mean, and even you can put look for the support when you do so, because if you see if he has any wards on top of him, then you can see okay, he might be looking to place them over here, or see in what direction he's heading, and that can give you a little bit of a map awareness in itself. So yeah, great tool, no doubt.
Okay, so I got to really look at this again. The Staff of the Master effect for Lord South Forest, not a hero we really see it often. I mean, in TMM, let alone competitive game. I mean, this is just not a popular hero in general. So honestly, I'm not too familiar with how the ultimate works with the staff. So I'm kind of looking over here. Okay, so that's interesting. So if the target dies, he gains attack damage and attack speed based on how much max health they had. So against a tankier hero like an Armadon, it seems like actually it could be fairly decent of a tool, as long as they die with it on. I mean, that again, that's the key there.
And then they need to focus the Armadon in a sense.
Yeah.
Are they willing to do so? Feels like a little bit of a high-risk item, I guess.
I guess even if it's not Armadon, though, it's still a nice little buff for him. I mean, even if it's like an Arachna or Midas or whatever, it's still enough of a buff to be good on him, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
It makes him more of a combat presence, yeah. But again, that just goes back to, I just don't know if they need that. They got an Insanitarius Flood, the Frosted Skull coming up. They got Oogie going to be dealing plenty of damage himself. Did they really need Lord South Forest to assist on top of that? I think more of the utility probably would have been better. Even things like Sheepstick, if it wasn't going to be a Soul's Bulwark and Demonic, just things like that. But
he could have had a full Demonic Breastplate at this point. So
yeah,
I mean, you gotta look up what kind of items that you are putting a hold as well when you do these kind of things. I mean, it's just not about if staff is actually a good item or not. I mean, it's also about what items are specifically good for this game. What am I giving up to pick up this item? So. Oh boy, okay, Oogie, I think he just bought something. He got 0 gold, stashed up at least. Okay, BKB.
Yeah, his own Shrunken there. How about Armadon, by the way, going to Frostburn here? So he's not, again, he could go something like for a Souls and a Demonic eventually, more of that route, but he's insisting on going more of a right-click presence.
Alright, and yeah, I don't know. Doesn't feel like the typical Armadon pickup, but once again, I mean, this is Team DsBn. Anything can happen. Or this series in general. I mean, Staff the Master as well on the Self-Force is just crazy. Item pickers all the times, but I guess it's alright, but I mean, that Bulwark, I mean, I would really like to see it. It just has so much of an impact in those team fights. But Legion team, I mean, they seem confident that they actually can take this into the late game.
Yeah.
Oh, top lane, that's a port, Armadon. Don't show yourself too early and you might be able to get this kill.
It's Oogie up here. They're still hanging around. If Oogie goes up to this next creep wave, he could be in a lot of trouble. Even if he doesn't, yeah, here you go. They're going to try to dive it. In comes the Snotstorm. Here come more TPs. Pops his Shrunken. Pops his ulti. The Primal surging up. Obviously, a counter Shrunken head coming out from Armadon. The pull in from Flux right there. Predictability off to the side. Going to save Oogie plenty of damage as well. We just see Flux in the midst of it, but he is so damn tanky. He's not tanky enough, apparently. He will go down in the long run, but now Armadon dropping. He needs to land those Qs, though he's not able to. Armadon able to kite him pretty well. And now Oogie's running a mana, and again, look at the damage output on him eventually with the minus armor, the stacks of the quills. He falls right there. Rhapsody goes down as well. And this tower is now going to fall on top of it all. So damage proved to be too much there.
Oh yeah, that was not the kind of fight that you want to take if you're a Hellborn. I mean, you want to defend the towers, but you can't port in like that on top of each other versus on the entire Legion squad. Ophelia creeps, the Midas combo, I mean, they have all the time in the world to prepare for that. And when a port just happened, I mean, they just got demolished. That's not something that you can do. You can't port in like that. I guess they didn't expect 5 people from the Legion team to be up there, but yeah, that was still not a good option, or not a good choice for the Hellborn team.
Yeah, and you also see the presence of Kite against Oogie was actually pretty powerful there, and that's where Armadon's Q is very powerful, I think. Hell, even Arachna is slow on top of that, for that matter. I mean, that's more being more relevant as we're realizing. I mean, with the Snotstorm as well as the Web Shot, they have very effective ways to kite that Oogie, to kite the Lord South Forest even, and these melee heroes here on the Hellborn side. I think that really showed in that last fight as well. So that's going to prove to be something that's going to be difficult to overcome, no doubt. And the leads continue to get bigger and better right now for this Legion side. So Team DsBn, you're talking about, you know, ideally around a 30-minute mark or so. They would need to be in a good spot, if anything. They are. I mean, they are in a very good spot, it's safe to say. So it's a matter of can they now work off of this decent lead that they have to eventually pull through and get the victory.
I mean, it doesn't look shabby, not shabby at all. They got a Sheepstick now on Midas, and Arachna got 5.2k gold saved up. I'm just not sure how like this Oogie is stuck on more like below 400 gold per minute. I would have expected him to be 550 plus, at least at this point. Yeah. The way that the game was going. I mean, there was no aggression from the Legion side, but somehow he's managed to die 2 times and he hasn't been able to farm too efficiently. I guess Flux is taking up a lot of space as well. He's almost closing in on that 400 gold per minute mark himself, so he's almost overtaking the Oogie almost. And I mean, a Flux, he can carry very, very good on his own into the late game with that second spell of his. It stacks with the attack damage, so it reflects on his items. And therefore it's going to be good throughout the game. And there, once again, we see the discharge just scouting out the Legion team. Yep,
pushing them away. If anything, gonna get the tower kill. Will they get back in time? Maybe not. Midas jumps in. Nice transmute. Stops the protective melody right away. And now Rhapsody vulnerable in the background. You got Armadon popping that shark head. Here we go. The fight commences. Rhapsody's going to fall right there. Ophelia's touch comes out, trying to stay alive. Flux will fall. Behemoth with a shockwave, though. Down goes Ophelia. And now Armadon, he's pretty vulnerable. Can Oogie do enough? But again, the kite factor worker. Look at this one, Oogie. Oogie will fall quickly after the burst, proving to be too much once again. Down goes Lord South Forest. A double tap for Pee-wee. And Behemoth can do nothing more but simply run away. When it's all said and done, he throws a fissure stun out and should be fine. Doesn't matter for Portal Key, but I think he's still good. Maybe not, actually. Teltuk going to chase him down right here. Gets the transmute out and Sheepstick to follow. So Behemoth is going to end up falling. Yeah, let's make it a genocide, he says. And now here comes a tower push on top of that. So the momentum clearly getting out of control right now for Team DsBn. As we do see buybacks coming out, though. And at least we'll stop the aggressive all-out push here. Granted, the tower does die. By the way, Arachna got a wing bow going into that fight right there. Worth noting. But again, look at this slow on Oogie. He can't do anything, man. Oh, jeez. I mean, lack of fuels or not, I mean, they just got so much lockdown clearly against him. Here's a vote to concede. Yeah.
That was insane. I don't even know what happened with that minus armor. Arachna is. I felt like he was crazy going in there with the spider sting onto the Oogie, but they get a kill out of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Feels like he got a shield breaker and demonic breastplate on top of that.
It's this is always one of those tough spots. I know. Yeah, it's a bug. I'm not saying it's obviously not a big deal. It is. It affects the hero, not doubt. It affects it, but you know the game moved on at that time when it was realized. I don't know. The game was played on. It was decided, and then to make comments like that, it's just. I get the frustration, but it takes away from DsBn and the way that they're playing this game. And it's just like, oh, well, if that wasn't there, then we would have easily won this game. It's like, no, that's not the case. I mean, they have been playing this very well. And again, I think if he was able to heal, yeah, we can't say for sure what would have happened here with that W. But I think the slow really has proven to just do a lot of work against him between Arachna and between Armadon. And
yeah, it's working out beautifully. I mean, I guess they had a plan once again. DsBn, with this kind of stun or with this kind of slows and minus armor. So heads up for them once again. But yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that these kind of things happen with the Alt Avatar if that's actually the case that he can't heal. But in the end, I mean, there's nothing that you can do about it at this point. I mean, you couldn't have like remake the game or swap the avatar, so there's really no point in just bringing it up. It is what it is right now, and just move on with the game. Can't really bring anything or take anything away from to Team DsBn. They have played this very, very well.
Yeah, it's they are definitely doing their job here, safe to say. And another tower goes down. That is the last outer tower. So again, the lead pretty much at a point of I don't think there's much hope here for Team Who to come back, but they are going to try to stick it out and give it a shot right here. You do have Slosky on that flux. He's pretty built here. He's got the Frost Skull again on top of the Sanitarius as well as the Soul's Bulwark now. But, man, look at this Armadon. A freaking Alex of the Malphite just purchased. 2,400 life onto him. And he's able to, again, stand strong in these fights, especially with that shrunken head up. That, no doubt, has proven to be damn useful as well. I haven't been noticing also what Shortcan playing the Lord South Forest has been using his Undying on in these fights, to be honest, either. But again, the idea is good, and that it's counter heal and everything, but has it really been having the highest impact? I don't know. I don't know if it has.
Unfortunately, no, it hasn't had too much impact. It was a little bit like Team DsBn in the first game. They were just so focused onto that tremble of dealing with him that they forgot about the rest of the team. It kind of feels a little bit the same here, that they're a little bit too focused on the Armadon. It's an odd pick, of course, and you're going to fear it a little bit. You don't know what's coming your way, but in the end, I mean, he probably would have been better picking something up that benefits the entire team instead.
Yeah. So, 38.5 minutes in right now. Team DsBn definitely on the verge of trying to pull through the victory here, but obviously Team Who going to try to give it one more shot throughout a fight. And speaking of Lord South Forest, he does sitting another 3,500 gold saved up, so another bigger and better item is going to be coming out of the hand. But I like the build on Midas as well. The Sheepstick followed by a Frostfield Blade here. You know, definitely some solid follow-up. Again, they're going to Oogie is more of the magic presence, to be fair,
got
but
vision,
still
by the
is
way.
good. Yeah, they do have vision. They're going to jump Arachna right here, but out comes the Ophelia's Touch once again. She's being locked down very heavily, but it's not enough with the swap from Andromeda. Going to be fine. She comes back in with the Spider Sting on Oogie right there. Andromeda is going to survive as well with the tablet. They pick up Rhapsody in the background, and once again, the damage just too much. Down goes Oogie. Down goes South Forest. And, yeah, I got to think that concede vote is going to go through, and it looks like it is. So, GG, well played. DsBn will take game number 2, and we are going to a third and final game. So, congratulations to them. I think that's definitely the ultimate point to take from this. Again, they did play very well, and the strategy of the massive slow, I really think, was a very, very powerful one against the Oogie specifically, and it showed. But, yeah, I mean, team effort there. They win the game as a result. So, final thoughts on that game, though? Snowy.
Just Team DsBn playing extremely well. They're showing once again that they like to be ahead of the curve. They like to think new. They like to be like, they don't want to copy anyone. They just play their own game, and they should have a respect for that. I really like the way that they're addressing these kind of games, and it's working out really well for them. I mean, they're playing to their strengths, and so far, I mean, game number 3, I can't really tell who is going to win. It's looking to be a very, very even game. Both these two games, by the way, game number 1 and game number 2, it's more or less been a little bit iffy laning phase. Both these games, I mean, it hasn't necessarily been like the most. It's been a little bit odd to say the least. But in the end, I mean, in game number 1, it was a team who had a tremble that suffered, but they came back and won it quite convincingly at like the 30 or a 15-20 minute mark or something. And now it was Team DsBn. They once again had an iffy trial in themselves, manning up, but yeah, they managed to turn it